Afternoon, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the summer and making the most of the sunshine today. Now, thanks for popping by and back to my channel. If you've not already done so, please give me a like and subscribe. That would be very useful as I build my output here on YouTube. Now, today's video is just a quick one, really just some random items of sporting memorabilia that I found in my garage the other day when I was clearing some stuff out. There's a wonderful story behind every single one of them. So I hope you find some enjoyment in this and stick around to the end when I'm also going to tell you the story of how I ended up taking home the playoff final trophy that Derby County won at Wembley back in 2007. So first up is this heavy and shiny Coca-Cola Championship Manager of the Month award. This was won by Derby County manager Billy Davis in January 2007 after a perfect month, and it was on the way to the team reaching the playoff final and ultimately going up to the Premier League that season. Now, I was the club's website editor at the time. Absolutely no idea how it ended up in my possession. I really couldn't tell you. Now it's remained tucked away in my garage for the last few years. I probably should put this on the office wall somewhere on one of my shelves. Great memories, great season, great time to be around the club. So my next item is also from Derby County's promotion season in 2007. It's not something I'm able to actually wheel out and show you right now. You'll see from the picture exactly why. It's a giant, probably 6 foot wide poster of the promotion diary book that I released in 2007. It was the first Derby County book I wrote. As you can see, the poster's not in the best condition anymore, sadly, but it's something that I definitely want to keep. I don't want to throw that away. Again, great memories. There's a lot of sentimental value behind this one. Sadly, I haven't really got anywhere on the office walls to put it on display, so I'm afraid it's going to have to stay tucked away. Hopefully I can maybe find a better quality copy of the artwork somewhere and maybe get it reprinted at a smaller level. So moving away from football now and into the cricket world. Now, I found this in one of my boxes. It feels perfectly timed as well with the Ashes beginning tomorrow at the first test at Edgbaston. It's a ball allegedly signed by Australian bowler Brett Lee from the 2005 Ashes series. Now, I say allegedly because the signature, as you'll see in a second, is very hard to make out. I've even put a little bit of tape just above it just to kind of help identify. Now, to be fair, this was in better condition when I got it back in 2005. It's faded, it's been battered around a little bit as well when it's been in boxes and in the back of my car. So still an interesting item nonetheless. It was back in the day when I was going on eBay regularly just looking at random bits and pieces. Now I saw this and I thought, you know what, I'll have a bit of that. Put a couple of bids in. It was all going too high. Then a couple of other guys were bidding back and forth, trying to have a bit of a bidding war between themselves. I thought I'd play about a bit, just play silly buggers, try and push their price up a little bit, just for the hell of it. That backfired because they didn't bid again, and I ended up paying quite a overpriced sum, shall we say, for that. But still a random item, still an amusing little story behind it, and a lesson to myself as well. So last up, it's the only one of the items I'm going to talk about today not actually in my possession, although it was for a few hours at the very least, and it was a very, very random, surreal experience this one was. Now, as I said right at the start, I was going to tell you the story of how I ended up taking the trophy home with me after Derby County won the playoff final in 2007. So here goes. Now, the day after the playoff final, Derby's victory over West Bromwich Albion at Wembley, plenty of huge celebrations in and around the city and the stadium. I was on one of the buses myself. Again, as I said, this was when I was still working in the media department at the club. We were filming plenty of footage for the Wembley Rams DVD that we released that summer. Now, after the event at the stadium, the players, we'd been filming them in one of the studios. They'd all had the trophy with them. Then the taxis arrived to take them all out into town for a few more drinks. So somebody threw it to me and said, look, after this, we're off out for some beers. So there I was, stood there the night after the match with the playoff final trophy in my hands. Didn't really know what to do with it. Had a look in the security office. There was nobody there. That was all locked up at the stadium, so couldn't leave it there. Also wasn't prepared to leave it in our press office overnight on its own. So there's only one thing left to do, really, and that's take it back to your flat and take some silly photos of it around the place, because you know you're never going to get this opportunity again. So there's a couple of images you'll have already seen by now, some pictures that I did take with it. Forgive how tired I was looking. It was quite a exhausting few days, really. So the random twist to this one is that the following morning I got up, so on my way to work, I thought, well, I'll go and have a McDonald's drive-through breakfast at the Wyvern just before I get to the stadium. Suddenly I had a thought just as I was pulling in, there's the trophy, sat in my passenger seat, strapped in. That best covered up. Don't want any awkward questions. So thanks for taking the time to watch today's video. Hope you found it interesting and entertaining. Please leave me a comment below if you've got some random items of sporting memorabilia of your own. I'd love to hear some of the stories behind some of the things you guys have collected over the years. Now, if you're able to, please give us a like and subscribe to my channel. That would be very useful indeed. Don't forget to take a look at some of the other content I've got as well. I'm sure you'll find some bits and pieces of interest in there for you. And I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.